Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you are doing fine. Very good. You are welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you are new to this channel, I want to urge you to click on the subscribe button. So once we upload any educative content like this, you are going to be notified. And if you are already a subscriber, I want to say a very big thanks to you. So very quickly today, we are going to be looking at the derivative of inverse hyperbolic function. So I actually received this question from one of our subscribers some days ago, and I told him I'm going to solve it as soon as I am free to do so because I've actually been busy lately. So I'm very, very excited today because a bit chance so we can just look at this question together. So you can just take a seat, feel relaxed as we solve this question together. So very quickly, when we have a function like this and we are looking for the derivative, you can see it is an inverse hyperbolic function. We need some prerequisites, right? We need some prerequisites. And the first thing we need to know is our knowledge of chain rule, right? And the second thing we need to know is the standard derivative of our what? Inverse hyperbolic function. Their standard derivative. If we have cosh inverse of x, what is the derivative? If we have cosh inverse of x, what is the derivative? So it means if I have my f of x, for my f of x now, we have it as what? Cosh inverse of what? X. My f prime, which is the derivative, f prime of x will be what? 1 over the square root of what? X squared minus 1. We need to know this, right? This is the derivative. We need to know that. The second thing we need to know is our knowledge of what? Chain rule. And what is this chain rule we are talking about? It means that if I have a function y, for me to have the derivative, which is what? The y dx. For me to have the derivative, which is what? The y dx, right? It is going to be what? The y du multiplied by what? Du dx, right? These are the prerequisites we needed. These are the prerequisites. So now let's solve this question very fast. Let's solve this question. Now, don't forget that we have y equals to what? Cosh inverse of what? E raised to power 2x. We need what? We need our dy du and we need our what? Du dx. So before I will even be able to solve anything, I need to what? Assign something to what? This u we are talking about. So our u, it means our u will now be equal to what? E raised to power 2x, right? E raised to power 2x. If my u is equal to e raised to power 2x, what is my du dx? Can you see? So my du dx will just be what? We already know how to solve this. 2 e raised to power what? 2x. Noted, right? Very good. So don't forget that since we have assigned u to be equal to what? E raised to power 2x. You know that my function, which is y, is actually equals to what? Is actually equals to cosh. Please take note. Inverse of what? Cosh inverse of e raised to power 2x. Now that we have assigned u to be equals to what? E raised to power 2x. So my function will now become what? It now become cosh. Can you see inverse of what? Inverse of u. Can you see? We have assigned u to be what? E raised to power 2x. So now we don't add e raised to power 2x again. We have it to be what? U. Can you see? Hey, we are making sense. So what do we need to do now? So from here we can now rewrite our function to be what? Y equals to cosh inverse of what? U. Very wonderful. Now it means that we need our derivative. Don't forget, I've told you that when we have cosh inverse of x, it will be what? 1 over the square root of what? X squared minus what? 1. Right? So now we don't have x, we have it to be what? U. So still the same procedure. Our dy You know that one will be the y dx. Now we are going to be having what? The y du. Our dy du is just going to be what? Our dy du is just going to be what? 1 over the square root of what? Instead of x, we are going to be having u square. Can you see? Minus 1. With this, the question is half solved. Now, so what do we now need to do? We already know, that our dy dx, it just be equal to what? Dy du multiplied by what? Du dx. We already have our dy du here, right? We have our dy du here. We have our du dx. We have it here, right? Very good. So we are just going to what? Plug in those values, then we evaluate them, then we get our answer. Easy peasy. So let's move on. So our dy dx now, our dy dx will be what? What is our dy du? Our dy du is what? 1 over, don't forget, square root of what? U square minus 1, right? Multiply by, what is our du dx? Our du dx is just what? 2 e raised by what? 2x. Simple. So what do we need to do? We just multiply, right? We multiply. So we are going to be having something like 2 e raised by 2x, right? Yes. So what do? We just use 2 e raised by 2x to multiply our numerator here, which is what? 1. Then everything over the square root of. Now recall that. Now recall that what? U is equal to what? E raised by 2x, right? So we are going to plug it back here. Instead of writing u squared, we are going to be writing e raised by what? 2x, right? But everything will be what? All squared, right? Minus 1. So from there, my dy dx, from here, my dy dx will just be what? My dy over dx will just be what? 2 e raised by what? 2x all over the square root of. From here now, you can see this one is all squared. It's all squared, right? So the power will multiply the power, this power inside is going to multiply this power inside is going to multiply the power outside. So it means we are going to be having something like 2x times 2, and this will give us what? 4x, right? So it is going to be what? E raised to power 4x, right? Minus 1. And this is our answer. This is our answer. Very simple and straightforward. So thank you very much, and I hope you have actually gained value from this class. So till we meet again, bye.